It's time for the Suzuka 1000km. The Intercontinental GT Challenge is back in Japan, and it's for another epic endurance race that's going to take place. Heading into this event, there is a lot to talk about, including a historic return to Suzuka, the intense championship fight in the IGTC, and the comeback of a manufacturer we haven't seen in the series in at least 6 years. So this is a complete race preview breaking down everything that you need to know for the highly anticipated return of the Suzuka 1000km. Suzuka's endurance race has been a cornerstone of Japanese motorsport since 1966, but the race hasn't been run since 2019. That year, Team WRT and Audi triumphed with Kelvin van der Linde, Dries Vanthoor, and Frederik Verveech, with only van der Linde returning this year. This time though, he is driving for BMW. In fact, he remains the sole driver with a chance to defend the winner's trophy at the Suzuka 1000km. This will be the third time the Suzuka 1000km features as part of the Intercontinental GT Challenge calendar, having previously been included in 2018 and 2019. But after a 6-year hiatus, the event is finally back. Traditionally, this 1000km contest at Suzuka ran for approximately 6 hours and 30 minutes, which is close to a 7-hour endurance race, while the last 2 Suzuka endurance races in the IGTC have extended to 10 hours, but this year's format restores the classic length that fans remember from the past. Round 4 of the IGT season in 2025 arrives after a long break. In fact, the last race was held in June. The previous event was the CrowdStrike 24 Hours of Spa, where Lamborghini and the Grasser Racing team secured the overall victory with drivers Mirko Bortolotti, Luca Inchler, and Jordan Pepper. However, neither GRT nor Lamborghini will be on the grid at the Suzuka 1000km, opening the door for new contenders to take the charge in the IGTC. A strong field of 33 GT cars will line up across the 5 classes in 2025, including 11 entries in the Pro class, 3 in Silver, 12 in Bronze, 5 in Pro-Am, and finally 2 in Am. 7 manufacturers will be represented on the grid, including Audi, BMW, Chevrolet, Ferrari, Mercedes-AMG, Nissan, and finally Porsche. Lamborghini was initially expected to compete, becoming the 8th manufacturer on the grid, but Absolute Racing switched its Huracan GT3 to run an additional Porsche 911 GT3R. Now, in this upcoming event, there are multiple storylines that you need to keep an eye on, so make sure to remember these facts. One of those storylines comes in the form of a rare appearance for the Callaway Corvette C7 GT3R, which is rarely seen in the IGTC. But Bingo Racing will be bringing this car to the track, and it features a striking Transformer-themed livery. Many Porsches will also carry iconic paint schemes, including Phantom Racing's number 23 Pink Pig Tribute, and the Origin Racing's number 6, which is honoring Porsche's 1981 Suzuka victory with that classic pink and white color scheme. Nissan is also making a comeback, as for the first time since 2019, they are returning to the IGTC, fittingly rejoining the series on home soil, with Nissan's last appearance in the championship being at the 9 Hours of Kyalami, where KCMG's entry would actually finish in 6th overall. But now, the Japanese constructor will return once again to be represented on the grid by 3 GTR Nismo GT3 entries. I also want to point out that Absolute Racing's number 7 Porsche will be one of the favorites for the victory. It's driven by an all-star driver lineup of Kevin Estra, Patrick Pilet, and Laurens Vanthoor, and this car is also sporting a Newman Porsche-inspired livery. Good Smile Racing is also back, as the fan-favorite 00 Mercedes makes a return to this classic Japanese endurance event, with the driver lineup including Tatsuya Kataoka, Nobuteru Taniguchi, and former F1 driver Kamui Kobayashi. And in fact, Kobayashi was the last Japanese driver to stand on the Formula One podium here at Suzuka back in 2012. Speaking of former F1 drivers, besides Kobayashi, there will actually be another former F1 driver on the grid, and that is Giancarlo Fisichella, who will pilot the LM Corsa Ferrari 296 GT3. And speaking of successful single-seater racers, IndyCar star Scott McLaughlin will also be on the grid, driving a Corvette Z06 GT3R from Johar Motorsports, with the Australian racer looking to secure Chevrolet their first victory of the Japanese endurance race alongside Nicky Katzberg and Alexander Sims. When we talk about the legacy of the Suzuka 1000km, Porsche remains the most successful brand in the race's history, with 7 overall wins, the last coming in 1994. Meanwhile, Japanese legend Kunimitsu Takahashi holds the record for the most wins here with 4 overall, and his last win came in 1989 when he piloted the Porsche 962C alongside Swedish racer Stanley Dickinson. The Suzuka circuit itself is a jewel in motorsport. It was opened in September of 1962 and it is located in Ino, Suzuka City of Japan. The track has 18 turns which make up the 3.608 mile or 5.807 circuit, with Suzuka being one of the most famous circuits for being a figure 8 loop, and it also hosts the Japanese Grand Prix in Formula One. Moving on to the championship standings heading into round 4 at Suzuka. In the Drivers' Championship, the top 4 places are all held by BMW drivers, with Augusto Farfus leading away with 62 points. 2 points behind is the 2019 winner here, Kelvin van der Linde, with Raffaele Marciello sitting in 3rd. Jesse Krohn sits 4th, but of course he is not racing here at Suzuka, with Alessio Picariello being the next driver present, and he completes the top 5. Sheldon van der Linde is tied with Picariello with 33 points, followed by Charles Wurz in 7th, then comes Eine Changuven, Sven Muller, and then Patrick Niederhauser completes the top 10 in the Drivers' Championship. In the manufacturer standings heading into Suzuka, BMW leads the way with 90 points. A further couple points behind is Porsche with 76 points in 2nd, followed by Ferrari, with Mercedes-AMG rounding off the top 4 with 45 points. Now, you're probably wondering, where can I watch the Suzuka 1000km live and when does it take place? Well, the 2025 Suzuka event takes place on Sunday, September 14th, with green flag running at 12:50 p.m. local time or Japan Standard Time. Motorsport enthusiasts in Japan can watch this race live on J Sports, while global viewers can tune in via the GT World YouTube channel. So the Suzuka 1000km is back, blending heritage with modern GT racing drama. With 33 cars, iconic liveries, and the return of Nissan, just to name a few factors, the stage is set for an unforgettable showdown in Japan. But now I'm curious to know, are you excited for this Japanese endurance race to take place at Suzuka? And which team will you be supporting? Well, I'm interested to hear all your thoughts in the comments below.